Good evening, Cheyenne.
Hey, Sherry.
Winnie's going to be on this call, and she's invited someone else who I don't know. I'm not sure if she's going to be there or not. And I hope that what's his name, Jeff. So we'll be on the call as well, so we'll know what he has found out.
Yeah, I also forwarded the link to probably 3 or 4 people. One did respond back and said that they can't make it today, but they definitely love to kind of learn more. They just tonight they have something going on.
Okay.
And two of them are classmates as well, but they did not confirm whether they can make it or not.
And do we have a greater variety of cultural backgrounds?
They do. The other 2 is the Sri Lanka and from India, and one of them from India. Yep.
Yes. Oh,
and
fantastic.
one of them is actually from the Philippines. The one that can't make it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's and then one of them is from the Taiwan teacher.
Actually, we should probably wait until the others come on so we can just report out to everybody
Sure.
what progress we've made or lack of, in my case. And
Yeah, no worries.
answer phone calls and
Sherry,
some progress though.
I have a question. Do we have to record the meeting? Is it mandatory?
As long as we use the town Zoom, the recording comes on automatically. But the truth of the matter is, and I was going to tell everyone about this, that since I am the only commissioner, we could have these meetings, they're just planning meetings, they're not even official commission meetings, using my free 30-40 minute Zoom, and then they would not be recorded. But I do take notes, and I do file those notes with the commission. I want everyone to know what's going on. So yeah, every town meeting, open meeting law, has to be recorded.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone.
I asked just because I think for planning meetings, at least not the major ones, I feel like especially for the new folks, they may feel uncomfortable to speak freely with the recording on. So that's why I asked, because I know that some people are quite shy and they don't like to be recorded and kind of openly express and joke about things, or just casually throw ideas out.
That is the downside. And believe me, when I came on the commission, it's been now 3 years. It was very difficult for a newcomer to get to know anybody because we could not have any kind of personal interaction because it was recorded. And it was only when we finally started being able to see each other, even in the street, in town, the outside events, that we got to know each other a little better. So it is difficult. And I'm actually now also on the Council on Aging. I just got appointed to that. And I will not meet those people in person either.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Winnie, yes.
Yeah, so that was just a question because I know that was something I thought of, when it popped up.
Yeah, Winnie, we were just discussing the open meeting laws and the fact that these meetings, since they're on the town Zoom, need to be recorded. In fact, whenever you join a town body, you have to go through this 2-hour online training, and then you have to sign off on other legal things. You have to go through this whole, process to be officially part of a town body, and you're treated as if you're a state employee. So you have to adhere to these open meeting laws. Because Cheyenne wanted to know if we always had to be recorded because some people might feel uncomfortable. I said, as long as we're on the town Zoom, but we may not need to use the town Zoom after tonight to do any of our planning. Because if I'm the only commissioner, this is not an official meeting really of the commission. It's just a group of us. But since I'm a commissioner, I can secure space in town at no cost, which is great, so, and I can tap into our budget for things as well. We're waiting for one person, well, actually 2. Jeff, is his name pronounced So?
Jeff Show, yep.
Show, who was on the meeting. He's part of the Dragon team. He's Dragon team guy. Am I saying that right? Is the Dragon team?
It's the Lion Dance, yep.
Lion Dance. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep on saying dragon, because it looks like a dragon, actually.
It does. I call it dragon as well, but it's officially
Lion Dance. Okay. And then I also sent a reminder to Carolyn O, who you had recommended to me, that we were having a meeting tonight, and I'm not sure if she's going to be here or not. Do you have any sense of that, Winnie?
Not today. There's another person, but I might have sent the wrong link. Because I sent you an email about her. It's
Yeah.
Hyun, what's her last? Leon, and she's a Korean woman. But I get all confused because I joined another link, but I think it was last week's link just now, and then I was like, "Where's everybody?" And I was like, and then I saw that you sent an email reminder, and I used that instead, and that worked. So I guess so I'm trying to forward it to her because she was quite interested. I'm sending the rise. I'm going to say, "Oh, sorry." Let me see. So let's see if she'll join.
Okay, and like I said, we'll just wait another minute or two because we all have updates and reporting in, and I hope we all got jobs to do since last week. We all had jobs to do, and I'm confident everybody did what they were asked because nothing is onerous. It's just you have to be very patient in terms of getting through to people. So, and Cheyenne, you're pretty sure that Jeff will come on? No, you're not. Okay.
I haven't
Well,
spoken to him, but I'm sending a reminder right now.
okay, because I sent him a reminder this afternoon. Okay, it's only 7:35. Okay, and I'll write notes anyway. First things, we have the AmeriCol gym on either of those dates, but they want us to tell them which one. So we have the large space, which is great. You know, so we'll set up an audience with seating, but we have to determine whether we're going to do it on May 6th or May 27th. And it's part of the problem is we don't know when the groups are available. So I told Dan McGrath that after tonight's meeting, I hope I have some sense of it, but right now my contacts haven't given me any commitment yet, so I'm not sure about that. Cheyenne, why don't you start telling us about what you've done in the last week to help us along?
Yeah, so I sent an email to Academy of Creative Arts, just like every year. Have not heard back, so I just sent them another reminder. That's that with the Academy of Arts, and like I said, I reached out to some students from the Chinese school, Taiwan, by the way, Taiwan school, and in person they seemed like they were very receptive.
Okay, let's hold just a second. Let's welcome Jeff in and introduce him to Winnie. Hi there, Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff, do you know Winnie Carpenter?
I don't believe so. Nice to meet you, Winnie.
Well, Winnie and Cheyenne helped the last 2 years in making sure that we were putting together programs. So they're veterans of this.
Okay, very good.
Okay, and I started by saying that we have the AmeriCol gym, the big space, either May 6th or May 27th, but we have to nail down the date and tell them, because he can't hold it indefinitely, because they have so many other programs. The other thing that we talked about is if I continue to be the only commissioner on these meetings, we don't have to do the formal meetings through the town Zoom. We can do them a little less informally. I can use my freebie Zoom or whatever, because I do take notes and I do give a record of what we discussed to the commission so they know what's going on, since I'm a commissioner and but if I'm the only one, it requires at least 2 commissioners to be an official subcommittee. This is a planning committee, and I do prefer having the town Zoom because we can stay on longer. Although my feeling is always no meeting should be more than 30-40 minutes, and I try to hold to that all the time. This is not a board of directors meeting, so it should be 30-40 minutes. Cheyenne was just reporting on her progress, and we'll just go through what we found out to date. So Cheyenne started out by telling us that she contacted but hasn't heard back from the Academy of Creative Arts in Burlington. And Winnie, if you remember, those were the folks that had the South Indian dance team that was so very, very good, and that we showed on video, a couple of years back, but we were hoping maybe we can get a part of that team to come and do even 20 minutes. That would be fantastic. And we'd really get the crowd going. It's very exciting and the costumes are beautiful. Okay, Cheyenne, what else have you found out? You were talking about some people you had some contact with.
They sound very positive. You know, I spoke to the students. So I think as far as the Sri Lankan Indian, they sound pretty positive, but no confirmation, no solid yes, you know, what or ideas. The Taiwan teacher, she's definitely a go. However, she is out of town that May 27th. You know, that day that we initially spoke last week. So, but she's definitely willing to, you know, help out with the, you know, if you want to do fundraising or anything for her or for the association to do boba teas.
Oh,
She's
okay.
open to that. She's open
Oh,
to
she's the
that.
bubble
Yeah.
tea lady, the
She's
Thai.
the boba tea lady.
Okay, in that case, because now that we have that big space, we could have bubble tea going the whole time at the back of the room, and people can get up and have it any time they want. Or, you know, or as they come in, there could be like a little concession set up for her. The other thing though with the bubble tea is, I don't know how much the ingredients cost, but we conceivably could purchase the ingredients so it wouldn't be, and then we can give people complimentary small glasses of bubble tea. And that way anyone who attended would get some bubble tea without having to lay out some money, because the commission can certainly, you know, if she needs $50 worth of supplies, we can do that.
I'll
So
run
that-
by her. I'll see what her thoughts are. Yeah,
But
I
she's
know she
only,
has,
but she's only available on the 27th, huh?
oh no, she's out of town on the 27th. So she
Oh,
won't be
okay.
around. But I think her her son can help drop off, and then one of us will can manage the table or something.
Oh, you know how to make it as well.
Well, it's not that hard, but in terms of if we were to give ownership to her, then, you know, I would rather she owned the whole thing and we just kind of help with the distribution and dissemination, you know, and education part of it.
Mhm. Okay. Now, in terms of the Sri Lankan person that you'd spoken to, what kind of performance, music, dance, whatever, would they be doing?
They haven't said anything, so I have no information at all in that world. Yeah.
Oh,
I also
oh.
passed on the invite to a Nepali family as well, so I haven't heard back from them at all.
Okay.
Jeff, that's you know, Prayash's family.
Yep.
Yeah. So haven't heard back. I did spoke to a Chinese dance teacher down in Newton, and she, if we need, she can potentially get some of her students to, you know, kind of perform, you know, just a few minute skits to illustrate the dance.
Mhm.
As an option. So she just said, you know, let her know the dates, and so that she can ask her student to see who can come up.
Okay. Jeff, were you at all successful in your research?
So I will admit I was a little dragged my feet a little bit on it, but I did get around to doing a little research. There's a Polynesian dance arts. It says it's based out of Cambridge. Their PO box is actually in Winchester. I wanted to make sure we had dates though that I could reach out to them. So I'll reach out to them right after this and see if there's what their availability is.
Okay, and find out if there's a cost, because that's very important.
Sure, definitely.
And also it's not a full evening performance. It's, you know, somewhere within the neighborhood. I think if we're going to have a whole variety of things, nothing could be more than 20 or 30 minutes.
Yep.
Because we have the gym from 1 to 4.
Wonderful. Okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that would be really cool if we had something Polynesian, because that would be so very different than the other things that we're doing. Winnie, our big challenge is that, as you know, there's 48 nations in Asia plus the Pacific Islands, and we're trying to expand the diversity, you know, beyond all of your backgrounds and the backgrounds of a lot of other people with the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing
I'm hoping my friend Jan can join, because she herself is, you know, been kind of like a leader of Asian American groups at our company, and so she seemed to have a lot of resources for like you say, not just limiting to Korean, but you know, for a lot of different contacts with a lot of different Asian groups. Unfortunately, I guess she didn't join today, but I will be in contact with her. She was very interested, and she said she had time, and I thought she was going to join today. It could be I just gave her the wrong link or something to the Zoom or whatever. So, but I know when I was talking to her, she was quite interested.
Well, as you know, our time is rather short, because if we do it May 6th, that's coming
Yeah.
right up. May 27th is more doable because it's the end of the month. Let me tell
Yeah.
you what I have found out. I have both called and emailed the Armenian Center, and they always say they're going to get back to you in 24 hours, and they have not gotten back to me yet, but I'll keep trying. One of the things I did contact the yo-yo fellow, and he never got back to me either. You just gave me, do you have a phone number as well as the email for him, Cheyenne? Because I will call him, and keep on him if I can.
Are you talking about the academy?
No, the fellow who does the yo-yo.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I can get that to you.
Okay. So Cheyenne has, because I emailed and I heard nothing, but very often what it is people, especially if they're younger people, prefer not even a phone call, a text, which I do not prefer, but I know that others do. And so I would text him if I had a phone number. I then also thought about, and this is something I looked into last year, and they were very happy to hear from me, but they didn't have the date that we were doing it. There's a martial arts team that does Thai martial arts, and they have a student group who would love to have a chance to demonstrate. So I heard back from them very quickly that they said, I'm going to check with the kids. So that would be something a little different. So like yo-yos, martial arts, maybe Armenian music, maybe Indian dance, then the lion dance. I mean, what a great afternoon that would be. I don't know, but it sounds exciting to me. Maybe it's not, things that are not familiar to me, only in passing. And I just feel like that would be such a wonderful range of different kinds of things that we can provide to people. I am not at this point thinking about exhibits.
Okay, because I was going to ask, what about how last year I did this interactive Taiwanese dance, and I have, because my Chinese dance teacher, she closed down her dancing studio. I actually got other things. I also have Chinese ribbons. I have a lot of them. So I could also do something again like last year, like a workshop on Chinese dancing, which is very interactive, and I could teach them some Chinese dance moves, and we do again a little simple dance together. We could, and if you're going to do the gym, that actually is much better space to do, because ribbon dance needs more space than that little small room.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking that if we had some things that if the yo-yo guy does more than demonstrate, that he also has yo-yos and helps teaches people a little bit, we could have some performances, and then afterwards we can have the interactive. Now we want you to join and learn some things.
Yes.
So we can have sort of a two-part type of program.
Yeah, so I want
a lot of variety.
Right, I would like to do that part. I couldn't. My performance would be I don't know how I don't have the time to put a dance together to perform. I only remember stuff. This has been a long time from what I did in the past, and they're it need a whole group of people. So you know what I'm saying? But I could do an interactive thing with people like I did last year, and then show them some moves, and then I play some music, and we could do a little dance together, more like that. So,
and the kids especially love that.
Yeah. So I can do that part. So
Yeah.
you can put me down for that more interactive part, not the performance part. Yeah.
Okay, if that's but we have to choose a date.
Oh.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah. So you let me know. I mean, if the interactive part is later in the afternoon, I could do it. I do have something on May 6th earlier. It's my sister's birthday, so I had something around lunchtime. But if it's later in the afternoon, the interactive part, I could come in the mid part of that time from 1 to 4. Yeah, I could come in the mid part, around 2.
I have to admit to all of you that I would prefer the later date just to give us more time.
Oh yeah, I know. I would prefer that. That date's better.
I think that makes a lot
I
of
know
sense.
it's Memorial Day weekend, but people don't really go away Memorial Day weekend. They do special things on Monday of Memorial Day, and they have a long weekend, but they don't, just like this weekend, it's tomorrow's Good Friday, and a lot of people have 3 days. But they don't necessarily leave town. It's not that long a period of time. So can we take a vote here? Do we want to do it on the 27th or the 6th?
The 27th makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. I just checked with the line dance teacher too, and he said that there's a play going on for the kids are in the some play, so they're not available on the 7th annual or the 6th. So the later date's preferable.
Okay. Okay, and I know the bubble tea lady is not around, but
Oh,
that is not as important as the performances and the interaction. It would be fun. It would be really fun, and I haven't tasted it yet, so for me it would be great. Although I know where I could get it, I just haven't been in those particular neighborhoods or areas where they sell it. Okay, so in that case, then we have a date, May 27th. We have a place. Because what I want to do is I want to start advertising. And you know that I send out a ton of promotions, and I send out advertising to all the PTOs and the schools. And I know school vacation week is this week, right? Coming up. Is it this week?
It's next week,
Next week.
the 17th week. Yep.
Okay. So, okay, so I would not reach out to the schools until the end of April anyway, beginning of May, when everyone comes back. God, I have a busy week next week. So now that, you know, we can start doing things in real life. I mean, we could actually meet live if we wanted to. We could meet at the library.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it's not as easy to get there as it is to talk on Zoom, but we could actually meet at the library if you wanted to, like, reserve a space for us to sit downstairs. There's this wonderful little horseshoe area in the
Okay.
adult fiction area off to the side. And I can ask them, and there's also a private room actually across from there. And I can ask if we could, it was be okay for us to meet there if you wanted to meet live. But in the meantime, we have lots of wonderful possibilities. We have a date, so we have to nail down these performances. I will keep working on the yo-yo guy who sent me his telephone number. The Thai people, I will tell them that the date is the 27th. I'll keep in contact with the Armenian people. It takes them a while. I would really love, because they have student musicians and they play different instruments, things that are quite different. And I think that would be very interesting. And if Cheyenne, you can keep on those people about the dance from either the Indian Dance Company or Sri Lankan. I hope something from Nepal would be really interesting as well. And the thing about exhibits is if we are not going to do this to the 27th, it is more possible for us to pull this together to get exhibits, except you don't know this, Winnie, but my oldest granddaughter is graduating from college in May, and I'm going to be gone for a week.
Oh,
So that's why we're not doing anything on the weekend of the 13th. Because last year I had COVID, and this year I am not missing this. So we're going to be gone on we're going to be gone from like the 11th through the 17th. We're going out to Chicago and then to Minnesota to visit the rest of the family. That is not where anyone is from. That is just where they live. So let's plan another date that we can come back together and talk about our progress. Next Thursday night, I'm ushering, so I'm not going to be available. Wednesday night, I have a council meeting. I am available on Friday. Was that too soon, the 14th, 15th, 16th, or you want to wait till the week after to meet again?
no, it's fine.
You want to check in quickly on Friday?
Yeah,
Is Friday evening okay with people?
I'm okay. I have
Yeah, the
nothing.
14th, right?
Yeah,
14th.
I'm not available on the 14th, but I don't think that should prohibit you guys from meeting, and I can always send an email update.
please, that's what I was going to suggest. Okay. So, and maybe some of those other folks will. So
Yeah.
next Friday night, do you want to meet remotely, or do you want to meet at the library? Oh, they're closed. What am I talking about? They're closed Friday.
But just do Zoom then, that's fine. Or
Okay.
you meet my house. I'll kick everybody out.
Okay,
Oh.
is 7:30 or do you want to meet with, because you both have kids to feed and I have a husband to feed, but not kids to feed, so it's my kid. So 7:30,
That works.
that's a good time, yeah. That's most, I have a meeting next week that starts at 6:30, and I'm thinking, these people eat dinner at 4 in the afternoon, I mean, 6:30? So,
Hey, I have a question. Should we, you know, Sherry and Winnie, last year I shared the, you know, I bought the calligraphy pen, we did the origami booth, and we did the flute booth. Should we bring that back again? Or is any part of it, or do you think we should just try something new?
let's see first how many acts we have and how much interaction we have before we start thinking about, that was terrific, but
I know
before,
it's perfect, yeah.
but before we start bringing in any kind of exhibit space, any more other, I mean, I think people really loved doing the origami and the kids were great. I mean,
And
I
the
could see it in
calligraphy,
and the
that's
calligraphy, they
was
really
awesome.
enjoyed that. I don't know about the booths because I think they're too valuable, and I would get a little worried in a less contained space than that small room we were in last year.
Yeah.
That I'd be a little concerned about. So Jeff, last year we had, I went to the Japanese embassy and they gave me amazing amounts of stuff. And Maureen gave us all these wonderful things from Pakistan. I was in the Peace Corps in Malaysia and I brought all my stuff. Cheyenne brought flutes. Winnie had all of her costumes from the Taiwanese dance. So, and we had I told you we had the Jeopardy, Asian Pacific Jeopardy, Asian and Pacific Islander Jeopardy, and we had our maps. So we had a whole lot of exhibits as well as a small performance area. This year, we're doing more performance than we're doing, this last year it was the first live thing. And with COVID, everyone was kind of like, oh, how far should we go? How much can we do?
Right.
But this year, because people are willing to sit in an audience, I know because I've been to an awful lot of concerts lately. Including, you know, very public places like City Winery, and it was jammed with people.
I know, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Back
Well,
to normal.
well, I think it's because people around here have been vaccinated, and most of us, as you know, have had COVID, and my case was almost non-existent compared to most people. My
Yeah.
husband got sick and I knew I was sick, and that was it. Even though I didn't feel badly. So I think that everyone is feeling like they're pretty immune until the next strain comes around. So everyone be careful, you know, stay healthy. And I will see Winnie and Cheyenne. I understand I'm not allowed to use the term ladies anymore.
I heard that, yes.
And in my generation, like that was considered, I know there's negative connotations to using that term, but in terms of referring to people as ladies and gentlemen, I was like, what do I call a couple of women that I know? Do I say, I'll see you women? You know, I guess so. I mean, I was so shocked that became such a big issue. Anyway, so next Friday, I will send you a link again and share the link with others who you think might be able to bring something to the program for us. And Jeff, if you would please keep on those people. I'd love to see some Polynesian dancing. That would be fantastic. Or even if we had a ukulele concert, you know, something. Actually, I went to a ukulele orchestra concert at City Space before the pandemic, and it was amazing. It was the second time I'd seen this ukulele orchestra. They were wonderful. So if you can keep on that, I think we have a very exciting program, and I will start putting little things like on patch and the item, and just like placeholders for people to, you know, to know that this was going to be coming up. And thank you all. Have a good evening and a good weekend.
Yes, thank
And
you.
happy Easter.
Yes.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
Okay. Bye bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.